Hey everyone, Long here, and today I wanted to actually talk to you about a game that I had recently played, and I just kind of concluded, but I didn't get to finish the prologue because unfortunately the game itself is very unstable. In spite of the developer's best efforts, unfortunately I did have to leave a review here, so I put in just over 2 hours of the game overall. It wasn't at the level that I was hoping it would be, and so unfortunately I have to essentially talk about it. But I think give the best efforts that the developer put in to the game should be commended. So the thing and the reason being is because there were a lot of pretty good ideas here. You get to play the role of a police chief, and I know there were there was a police patrol simulator game. There are some other games that actually do have you focus on being the patrolman. This one is about you running your own precinct, and I wish I could have gone a lot farther, but it just crashes whether I try to launch in DirectX 11 or 12. But yeah, I mean the game actually looks pretty good. I never got to this point where I got to hire other officers to kind of take on these roles, and quite frankly, I wish I would have been able to expand further with these screenshots because they looked really cool, like mug shots. But I will say the amount of gameplay that I did get to enjoy was actually pretty solid. At the start of the game, I start off with a van, and I'm just kind of driving it around to get to the station. I'm going to help out my uncle. Yeah, set up that, clean up the place, and then set up my own first police station. So after a little bit of cleanup, I'm actually able to set up a few things and then just clean almost everything up, and just get started with helping the city with solve their problems. So but I start off by taking reports, reviewing the reports and checking for accuracies before I approve or I reject the report, and making sure that I check my work, and always ensure that that I have all the and always ensure that I have all the reasons that I picked out and why did I choose to reject the report. But either way, I thought it was a pretty decent start. I can see where I was slowly getting into it and eventually become a police chief, because this is just me getting starting up my first precinct. But because it's just me, I have to basically fax all these reports over to HQ, and then money can come flowing in to support my business, which is the precinct. From there, and every night I come home to a motel room, because that's basically all I can afford. But after that, I actually just get up the next day. I start taking more reports, and pretty soon I'm going to be able to start up my detective's office, where instead of just sending up reports to HQ, I can actually solve these cases myself, and then send complete pictures to my near complete pictures to HQ, so that they can act on these on these cases. So, and I got to a point where I would be able to help correct report info with a pencil, but that's where I kind of stopped. I had to basically stop at that, and I was thinking I could come back to it the next day and play, but unfortunately I was basically beset by all kinds of crashing. I didn't matter whether it was DirectX 11, DirectX 12. There was always some kind of a read issue that came up. Which was very unfortunate. I really wanted to get a chance to continue on with the game, but I will say that there were some really good things about it. The mechanics that they put in are pretty solid. The problem does come when you have to when it's just you. So I imagine that the gameplay will improve when you start incorporating other NPCs that you can hire, or maybe you decide if there was an option, if there was an update later that would include, like having friends share a game session. You run the precinct together. There's going to be a lot of like design considerations that go with it, but I'm sure. But it would be really cool if people were like managing the station together, because otherwise it just becomes way too much to like think about. Because I do like the prospect of being able to manage, run, and like solve cases, and then eventually getting into hopefully interrogation and then processing suspects and then like getting them ready for court and stuff. But I imagine that's something that's going to be looked at in the full release, which is September 17th, 2026. That is according to the game page that's here. But anyway, in any case, regardless of what's happened, I gotta say I had a pretty solid time with the game. It wasn't perfect, but I look forward to and I did put in my review. I can't recommend it as is for right now, but that's just for the prologue. Hopefully it'll come up much better when when the game actually like releases fully. I did so like for now the prologue was fine, but I wanted to see more from the game, including being able to like manage time effectively, because most of my time was spent processing reports, but anytime I wanted to like visit the detective's office, I had to keep the precinct closed just so that I'm not keeping people busy like waiting for me to like to get things done, and then unfortunately waste paperwork, but rather instead process the cases that I do have and solve those for our for the city. So anyway, that's it for me. I think like I have a lot of high hopes for this game when it releases. At some point I'll check it out. Maybe not a necessarily release day, but later on. I've got, as you can see here, I've got a ton of games I need to go through and play, because it's just, there's a lot of things that I am just too obsessed about. And then not only that, but then I also have I also have like my console games that I have yet to like play, especially now that I am kind of maxed out on my library that I want to include. There are some games I wanted to include, but they're gonna have to wait a while until I play through these. But that's it for me. I hope that you enjoyed my my impressions on like Police Chief Simulator Prologue. I would love to see this succeed, because I actually do love like being pretending to be a police officer. Never had the chance. I'm at a point where like I've already picked out my career in my life, and perhaps in another life, I could like help protect people. So, but otherwise, this was like a really good. This was actually pretty decent enough for me to enjoy. So thank you to Perfect Circle TMSA for providing a prologue for everyone. No special like deals here. I just want to give thanks to the developer for taking a shot at this. But yeah, that's it for me. I hope that you enjoyed my impressions. If you like what you saw here and want me to see more impressions, please do like the video, comment what you enjoyed, what you didn't enjoy, and then if you want to see more content like this, then subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell. I'm considering like getting back into live streaming, so that you can so I can chat up with you guys while I continue to go through these like these demos and prologues and what have you. All right, that's it for me. Thanks a lot, everyone. Hang loose.